Bueno, amigos, ahora tenemos que pasar a nuestra sección de Desde los Pits con Rino, con un gran invitado, Dominic Greiner, que sin duda tiene un currículum que todos conocemos, un piloto que ya ha conocido y ha convivido con algunos de los pilotos mexicanos. Es para mí un placer compartir esta sección Desde los Pits con Rino. Rino, por favor, presenta a nuestro invitado. Dominic, welcome.
Hello, Dominic. How are you?
Hi, and you?
We are good. We're good, and excited to have you here. It's we wanna know how are things over there in Germany with the whole virus regarding the hobby. How is that things are going at the tracks? Are you being able to go to the track? Please tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, finally we are able to go to the track again. Since 3 weeks, we can go to practice. It's very limited, so we are only allowed to have 20 people on the racetrack and only 5 guys on the restroom and with a mask in the paddock. So yeah, it's limited, but we are allowed to race again and also to leave the house again after 3 weeks. Since 3 weeks, so we have to go. We stay at home. I'd say 9 weeks, just to go to the shopping mall or something like this. We are allowed to go out, so now it's going back to normal life. Not 100%, but it's getting better. I hope also in the US.
Yes, well, here we're also being able to go to the track a little bit, and things are starting to get normal. Yes, so I will translate now. Le preguntaba cómo están las cosas por allá en Alemania con el virus. Me dice que las cosas están regresando a la normalidad. Ya pueden ir hasta 20 personas a la pista solamente para practicar. Todavía no se puede correr. Van con máscaras. Solamente permiten 5 personas en el driver stand y en todo momento tienen que utilizar la máscara cuando están, sea en los pits o en la pista. Pero bueno, que se siente bien de poder regresar a las pistas después de prácticamente 9 semanas que están, digamos, en cuarentena. And my next question, Dominic, and this is going to be, I think, one of the regular questions I ask every pro driver.
Hey, don't make weird questions, please.
Don't start, Rino. Don't start, Rino.
Please.
Okay. I'm gonna keep it civil here. So my next question will be, when did you started doing RC? And how hard it was for you to become a pro driver and the face of different brands during your career? How much work did you have to put to become, let's say, a team driver for a brand?
Yeah, it was a hard time. So in my first RC car I bought in the age of 8. So it was in 2000. My first electric car, and we had a small track in my hometown. So it was, I practiced there, and some guys took a look at me and they said, "Hey, this guy has talent. Work with that." And so they saw me, and one guy one time gave me a nitro car, and I practiced one day, and he said, "Okay, I will support you a little bit." So my first year with nitro was in the age of 12. And I raced also the German nationals the whole season, and but the problem was the money. So we are 5 children in my family, so the money was not too much. So when I started my apprenticeship in the age of 16, I get my own money, and I started again to drive with nitro cars. And the years before, I drove only a little bit electric in the wintertime on carpet. So and then I put much effort in this time and raced every weekend, every Saturday, every Sunday, full. And grow. And it was not easy, but I have not too much money in that time. And I started with back when I came back in my apprenticeship, I think I started with Serpent. I drove 1 year Serpent car. It was a 733 with a guy from my club. And after 1 year, I switched to Kyosho. I drove the 110 R4 car for 2 or 3 years. And this time I became more and more popular with the car and also with my skills. So some races I was not in the front, but I was in the main. And after the Kyosho time, I started with Serpents again and also switched to the Pico engines. He saw me and supported me with material. So in this time it was better for me to have material. And yeah, so we have also with Pico in the beginning in 110, we have had small problems. So I was good in practice and qualification, but during long runs I had problems with the engines. And yeah, and after the Pico time, I switched to Max engines, and then was the Worlds in Thailand, in Bangkok. And this was the first moment, I would say, I was in the front with the engine, with the car. And since this Worlds, I get the good support and the support that I need. And this time I grew and grew, and yeah. So.
Okay. It's I'm gonna translate now. It's a little long, but I'll try to remember most of it. Le preguntaba que
memory. He's like,
I have a short-term memory. That is correct.
Plus, you're getting old, so I mean,
who's getting old? I'm sorry. Who's getting old?
You? Sorry.
Me too. I'm 28 now.
28. Bueno, le preguntaba, como siempre estamos tratando de hacer unas preguntas, digamos, regulares a los pilotos que recibimos para poder, digamos, conocerlos un poco más. Y le preguntaba sobre qué tan difícil fue para él convertirse en un piloto de una escudería de diferentes marcas. Y bueno, dice que él empezó a los 8 años. Ese fue, digamos, el primer momento en que empezó a correr. Y bueno, hizo muchas cosas, pasó por, primero estuvo con Serpent, después fue a Kyosho, después regresó a Serpent, bueno, como sabemos ahora está con Capricorn, y lo que dice que le tomó bastante tiempo tener el soporte y el equipo necesario para llegar a tener el desempeño que tiene ahora. Por supuesto que me cuenta que viene de una familia grande, así le ha sido difícil, digamos, poder solventar los costos del hobby, que a nivel profesional se hace difícil. No me desconcentren, que estoy tratando de explicarle a la gente lo que me estoy acordando y ustedes me hacen reír. Después dicen que no traduzco todo, que dijo algo que...
He's making a poor job translating, Dominic. I'm sorry. No, it's not.
No problem.
No, I'm not. Y bueno, básicamente... Nos cuenta un poco los diferentes carros que ha corrido. Ahora él corre, como saben, está corriendo con Max, Capricorn, y bueno, hay que esperar a ver ahora cómo se desenvuelven las siguientes carreras. Y ahí va mi siguiente pregunta.
No, tuvo problemas económicos. Fue muy difícil para él porque al principio tenían problemas económicos en la familia y después es como va logrando posicionarse.
Lo dije.
No lo dijiste.
Dije que viene de una familia grande. Lo que pasa es que yo traduzco lo que nuestros oyentes, televidentes,
stop fighting.
¿cómo se dice aquí? No sé exactamente cómo. Quieren escuchar. Tú te estás yendo al detalle. Esa es la diferencia entre un
Emiliano, this is supposed to be Reno's time to shine. So let him talk.
He's shining. He really is shining.
Tengo suerte que por el momento no escucho a Paolo, producción, no escucho a Paolo, me cambiaron giraron las pantallas y ya no lo volví a escuchar. Pero bueno.
1, 2, 3, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3.
Ahora sí.
Oh, okay,
entonces,
okay. Hey, I was saying, te estaba defendiendo. It's your time to shine. Emiliano, let him talk.
Sí,
déjalo hablar. Emiliano, wow.
Emiliano,
okay, come on.
Tener toda la ¿cómo se llama? La conducción del programa. Pero bueno, let's move on. I wanted to ask you, Dominic, it took me a little longer because we're arguing here with the guys. Emiliano wants to translate too. Emiliano wants to, be on everything. So it's hard. I have to
I can imagine.
Here. Yeah. So from all the different classes, like I think I know this answer, but I'm still going to ask. From all the different classes, you run basically 8 scale and 10 scale. I don't think you have run, 5th scale or anything like that yet that I know.
No.
I think electric you do. Electric?
Yeah.
Which is your favorite class? Which is the class you like the most?
For me, sedan I like the most 110 because it's the real racing. You can fight hard against the others and also close behind the car. But the last years, I drove also more 1/8 scale, so I like it also more and more. So it's another style of driving, and it's super fast. I like it, but the real racing for me, it's 110. So that's
and now that you bring that up, I will translate a little later. But now that you bring that up, you had an excellent performance at the last Worlds in 8 scale. Anything you want to share about that? You show a lot of speed. You were actually a potential winner.
I don't think that's a good question.
Paolo, it's my job.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Paolo, it's time for Reno to shine.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you this. I shine all the time, okay? So please.
Like a bright star.
Exactly.
Also, nobody knows, Dominic, that this show is also about being friends and having a great moment. So don't worry if we this fight. It's normal.
No, it's okay. No, last year I switched every year now. It's between 110 and 1/8 because to make both classes in 1 year, it's almost impossible for me because I have a normal job and work every day 8 hours and can practice only on the weekends. So I switch every year between the classes. Every time when you have the Worlds, I run this class in this year. So this year will be again the 110 year, but now everything is canceled and moved to next year, or I don't know. So so last year also the first ENS in Bologna in Italy, I was able to win this race. So I was very surprised. We worked hard on the sub-end car last year and made also my own improvements. And it worked out, and also the finally 989 last year was a big improvement. So in the end, I was able to fight for the world's title. Yeah. So had a problem in the beginning of the final. Also in the semi-final, I had a problem with the gearbox. So I was lucky to bump up in the A main. And in the start in the main, I had a problem, and not a problem. I did a small mistake and hit Jeff in the rear, and I rolled over. So after the first lap, I was 1 lap behind. But okay, I say to me, you have 60 minutes to close the gap again, and in the end, it worked almost. Yeah, but bad luck again. So also the last years, I had a lot of bad luck in big races, and also my motivation was not there how it was in the past. So this was also the time I said, okay, I must change something. So that's why I leave Serpent and looking for a new adventure and some new impressions.
That was part of my next question. However,
sorry to interrupt. I know it's your time, but I would like to add that I was there at that race. By the way, I share the bad luck feeling with you. I'm kind of in the same boat for all my RC career. But anyway, I was there at that race. You definitely drove an extremely great final.
Thank you.
The whole 60 minutes was pedal to the metal, never leaving anything in it. And, as you said, a little bad luck, unfortunately, but it was extremely good to watch. Yes, good job.
Time for me to translate. We don't want to keep our audience bored if they don't understand English. So le preguntaba cuál era su clase favorita, como hicimos la semana pasada también. Su respuesta es diferente. Para él, la clase que más le gusta es 110 sedán. Dice que es la clase que le permite la palabra es batallar más en la punta, es como que la que disfruta más en cuanto a cuando la carrera es muy pegada y los carros están muy juntos. Yo creo que comparto eso también con él. De por sí, él tiene también, como lo dice, ahora corre 1.8 también y le va muy bien, pero creo que 1.10 siempre ha sido la categoría que más le ha favorecido en eso, ¿no? Y después, bueno, nos contaba un poco de las diferentes carreras que ha tenido, nos contó de los resultados que ha tenido un poco en 1.8, conversamos un poco del Mundial del último año que, digamos, estuvo muy cerca de ganar, pero tuvo problemas. Y entonces Paolo se metió a decir que le reventó un poco de cohetes, que sí, que lo manejó muy bien, etcétera, como de hecho fue, creo que todos lo vimos. Y no sé, algo que me haya olvidado, ya que ustedes también pueden traducir y entienden perfectamente, algo que no haya dicho en resumidas cuentas de lo que dijo Dominic. No, ahora sí hablen, ahora sí quiero escucharlos.
It's your time.
Well, okay.
It's your time.
Thank you very much. It's not my time to shine. I shine every day, I said. Dominic, so you are a team driver for Capricorn now.
Yeah.
And, most team drivers of your caliber normally only work on RC. But in your case, it's different. You just mentioned it. You have a full-time job. And you have you have less time to practice, let's say, than people that are in the industry as a team driver for brands and have all the time to, put on the track and perform better. If you want, or if you can share with us, what is that you normally do for a living? What is your real job? And how much time can you put on the track during, let's say, a month? How many times can you go? We were talking to ¿a quién entrevistamos la semana pasada? I'm sorry. Jeff Hammond. We were talking to Jeff Hammond, and he was saying he puts 5 or 8 hours a day of practice.
Yeah.
So can you share that with us? How is that you do it? How much time do you put?
Yeah, I have only time on the weekends. So maybe Saturday and Sunday. Most of the time I have only one day. So yeah, it's very hard, and that's also the reason why I drive only one class per year, because to make both it's impossible, because you have to tune the engine, to work on the engine, to sort out the best ones, run in engines. Most of the time I stay at my home track in Turkheim and I run in engines. So and test crazy stuff. So yeah, it's hard. So I don't know. I often get the possibility to make it as a full driver, but when I look in the future, it's difficult, I would say, in RC industry and business. So sure, I can earn money now and live with that at the moment, but what I can do in 10, 15 years or 20 years, I don't know. So now I have a good job and it makes fun. How much fun as a normal job can do, but yeah, so for the future and to stay in life, it's better to have a normal job and do RC next to this. But yeah, it's very hard to be competitive with the pro drivers when they're practicing every day, and you can test only 1 or 2 days per week, and you have to check also the weather, if bad weather, so you cannot practice like this weekend. So yeah, it's not easy, but I'm able to be competitive with the pro drivers, and as long as I can do it in this way, I will do so.
And is your job supportive with your RC career? I mean, when you go to an event, sometimes you have to take, longer days, or it's a fixed schedule that you have to go, let's say, to let's call it a European Championship or an ENS, or even a world event, which is very long. Your job is supportive with your RC career, and they help you in a way that you can assist these events?
Yeah, for sure. I have normally 30 days holiday, and we work also every Friday. We work 1.5 or 2 hours longer, and these days are for bad times, or this time is for bad times when we have no work, or yeah, but we have too much work in my factory, so they want to earn the money to the guys. And my boss said to me, sure, you can have the extra holidays. So in the end, I have over 30 days holiday. And in the beginning of the year, I must say, where are my races? Normally no problem, because in February or March we have the whole race schedule for the year. And then I said, okay, I need here holiday, here, and then so it's no for the holiday. It's no problem to get it, but I must I must spend my whole holiday for C racing. So this year was the first time since 4 or 5 years that I had holiday for my own with my girlfriend, and yeah, was also a good adventure.
I'm sure she was happy.
She was
Yeah, I have a one exactly today. I have a one year now with my girlfriend, and we also moved together 2 weeks ago. So
okay.
Congratulations,
Well,
Nick.
Thank you.
Then.
Yeah,
So,
now in my new apartment, and yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now she's the new boss.
This is my new apartment. Yeah, I moved 2 weeks ago, and yeah, we used the Corona time to work on that apartment, and yeah, it was a perfect time to work on an apartment and do a C racing. That's where the hard part there.
Let me ask you, Dominic, did we put you in any trouble for having an interview on your anniversary date, or not really?
No, it's no problem. Later we have dinner. We had today some work. I had to work on the apartment, on the floor, and in the kitchen. So it's not a problem.
Because you must know Emiliano gets in trouble every time we do interviews. His wife comes and tell him to go back to bed.
Go do the dishes.
Yes, that the problem is that the first programs it didn't endure 1 hour. These guys were like, oh, there's 2 or 3 hours. Let's keep talking. And my wife wanted to kill me because the kids didn't go to sleep. And these guys that no one anything at home.
Okay, your wife wants to kill you every day, every time. It doesn't matter.
For you guys,
your wife.
You do that.
The truth is that we are men in our house. That's the difference. But well, we're not going to talk about that. I'm going to translate. Entonces, cuando lo hacemos tan largo, de verdad que se me va lo que hemos hablado, pero un poco le pregunté, a diferencia, él siendo un pro driver de fábricas, que digamos le dedica tiempo al RC, la diferencia que tiene es que él no trabaja a tiempo completo, digamos, para las marcas. Él tiene un trabajo, digamos, de lunes a viernes. Entonces nos contaba un poco que para él es más complicado, digamos, poder competir a ese nivel, porque es lo único, los días que tiene para practicar son básicamente sábado y domingo, y no siempre puede practicar, como hay días como este fin de semana que ha llovido todo el fin de semana y por ende no va a poder practicar. Así que se le complica. Sí nos cuenta que su trabajo lo apoya, digamos, ellos trabajan días extra horas para acumular, para poder ir a las carreras. Creo que igual como muchos de nosotros que hacemos lo mismo para poder asistir a un evento, ¿no? Y por último nos contaba que se acaba de mudar con su novia y ha utilizado el tiempo de esta pandemia para mudarse, preparar el departamento, y justo creo que hoy están de aniversario y esperamos que no lo hayamos puesto en problemas. Y bueno, dice que él de verdad que no tiene problemas con su novia, que todo muy bien, no como Emiliano, que cada vez que ¿cómo se llama? Que hacemos el programa lo quieren mandar a lavar los platos. Y nada, yo creo que eso es todo. No sé si se me escapa algo de la entrevista resumida.
La mitad de lo que dijo se te olvidó.
Wow. No, lo hizo muy bien. Discúlpame, pero perdón, lo hizo muy bien. Todos los conceptos básicos están ahí. Deja de crear problemas, Emiliano, por favor.
Yo no fui.
Yo sé que mucha de la gente, muchas de las personas que ven el programa entienden la mayoría de lo que habla la gente que habla en inglés, así que tampoco me voy a ir letra por letra. Estoy dando una sinopsis de la entrevista, si no, imagínate, le pregunto.
Mira la pobre cara del entrevistado ahí que no está entendiendo.
Además, Rino, recuerda que ya eres famoso, ya puedes hacer lo que quieras, Rino. Es tu momento, haz lo que quieras.
Discúlpame, hace tiempo pasó eso, pero gracias.
Sí.
Okay.
Continue.
No sé si ustedes quieren agregarle alguna pregunta a Paolo, Emiliano. Yo creo que hemos hecho una entrevista bastante interesante con Dominic. No sé si se me ha quedado algo por fuera que quieran preguntar.
So basically, I know you have limited time to test and everything, but will you consider in the future being an invited driver for any specific class? Of course, not off-road, because it's not fair to go to an off-road race being an on-road guy. You know, I know the feeling. It's everything is good until the jumps. You know, you have to face the jump, and then everything goes to
I don't know what's wrong with off-road. I love it.
Yeah, but you practice every week. But have you ever considered, or you've been offered to be like an invited driver for another class that is not in your comfort zone, so to speak?
Not at the moment. For me, Nitro on-road are the best classes, and yeah, that's why I use drive with 110 and 18 and switch every year. So for the next years, also during the winter time, I have no holiday left, so I practice only a little bit with 110 electric with rubber tires, and that's the biggest problem in 110 electric. And
have you tried them with foam tires?
110 electric, yes, I tried. That's super fun. That's super good.
That's super fun.
Yeah, you need to try a GT then. It's super fun.
With form.
With rubber is good. They have actually. That's why it's easy, like for me, to
only in the US.
No, it's easy for me to go from the phone cars, A-Scale sedan, to GT, because believe it or not, it's not the same feeling than when you drive an electric with rubber. You have basically the same type of driving. You don't basically overheat the tires, of course, if you use the right tires and stuff like that. And you have that close racing that you can, be close, rub some fenders, and of course, not like Emiliano that like to crash into everybody. That's a different
thing.
That's my hobby.
It's true.
By the way, I have foam tires for you for the GT. Don't worry about that, Dominic. Whenever you want to try it, we have foam tires.
Yeah. Also in Germany, we have also at my club we have a lot of guys using electric GT now, and they're using foam tires because on our tracks with rubber tires, it's horrible. So we have not a grip like in the US. So with foam tire, it looks good and it looks funny, but with rubber tires, nearly impossible. Oh, how was it last year, Paolo? Paolo, last year you was in Leipzig for the GP race.
Yes, we had actually really good grip. I mean, we ran the PMT. The grip was good. The track was big. The place was. Okay, that's actually your the birthplace of your star mechanic.
Yeah, I know. And won my first German national title there.
I really like that track. Really like, and also GT is super fun. It's super fast.
Yeah,
it was kind of difficult to work on the engines in that track. I don't know if it was a combination of the length of the track, the humidity, but everybody had engine problems there, basically.
Me too. When I became German champion there, I had also a problem with the engine in the end. So I finished the race 2/10 before robots and won the race. 2/10. Yeah, we drove both at the same time over the timing loop. It was super close.
Really,
but that was my first 110 national title. Yeah, I think 4 years ago. Or 5?
No, I follow your career and you've been really, let me rephrase that. I've seen drivers in all this year with different type of behaviors and different type of talent. We have drivers that they actually do a lot of practicing because either they have their time or that's their profession, or your case or case of the majority of us that basically, even in our case that we are involved in the business, we actually never go to the track because the business is at the office, not at the track.
Yeah.
Plus, we have the weather that is a big problem. Anyway, definitely your case is one of the cases that the talent is extremely high. And I remember the first time I met you in Italy in Fiorano, that
I can remember.
yes, was really impressed with the performance and how you were able to handle the equipment that you had at the time that was good but not great compared to some other cars. And you definitely, so yeah, in your case, it's extremely good to see a talent like this. Yes.
So guys, I think we have exceeded the time that we should be interviewing Dominic. We really appreciate to have you here. It was nice talking to you. I hope we can see you soon at a track, at a race. I think we're all waiting for that.
I hope.
I hope
I will see how good my new cars are. Yeah.
What's that?
I will see how good my new cars are, because in practice you can be good or not. You have not the competition, not the drivers. So
that is true. That is true.
I will have races now and yeah.
So, I'm sorry you're gonna have any? I mean, I know all the European schedule has been canceled. So what's left? You have basically German Championship, or what's gonna happen in Europe?
So
or Germany.
Yeah, the Sedan Nationals they try to make it. The 1.8 Nationals was planned at my home track, but this one is cancelled. So, and also the ENS series with Uwe, they try to make 3 races, but we must see how it works with the Corona and everything. It's not easy to. Yeah, right now we are only allowed to have 5 people on the rostrum, so we cannot make races. So the plan
maybe like a signature, maybe like a signature event. Like, I don't know. Normally in Italy they do a lot of trophy events. Maybe towards the second half of the year you will have chance to compete with all these guys. You always normally go to these events in Italy where basically they do, I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes they go to Fiorano, yeah, and drive to the trophies there. There's also good competition and fun. But right now it's. I hope we can have 3 ENS races this year. Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. How is in the US with races?
Well, Florida, it's a little different. We do have the series was canceled. We have our series for the region championship is going to be in next weekend, Reno, I think.
Yes,
next weekend.
Fort Myers.
Yes, some signature.
Right?
Yes, he has. He won the race in Fort Myers.
Yeah, 2 years ago, my first time there.
Yeah.
How you like it there?
Oh, crazy! when I was in the airplane with Merlin Depta, I said, I will not break any plastic parts. Okay. After 1 day, I had 3 broken plastic parts on the table, and say, okay, I lost. So I've never seen a track like this before, but the layout makes fun.
Because that track gives you, when you drive the line, you get confident, but the moment you hit something, it goes into pieces and takes all your confidence away.
Emiliano, you should go to that track.
Emiliano, we can't wait to see you at that track. You're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it. But yeah,
you guys.
Just answering your question, yes, we had actually an event that we like 2.5 weeks ago in Texas, was just like the very first national event from the point of view that the signature event from one of the tracks. They are trying to organize our national championship maybe in October, and a couple more events. The thing is that the country, as you know, is quite big, so some areas are actually in a better shape than others. Like California is still up in the air, what's going to happen, when they're going to open or not. So that track actually that you went for the Worlds at the moment is closed, and they don't know when they're going to open. So we'll have to see where we can go and race. And also in US, we have a few tracks compared to Europe, so options are not that many.
Dominic, before you go, because it's your anniversary, can you show us your car, please?
So right now I will working on my YA car because I had the last 2 practice days was with 1.8. So here's my S804, and
beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a very good car. So the first rollout was very impressive, and everything worked just from the beginning. And now just make a little bit of setup work. But after 2 days, I'm only 0.2 slower as the track record. They made it last year at our home track at the IFRA GP, and the grip was not there. So yeah, right now it looks very good.
Entonces nos dice que ese es su 804, Capricorn 804. Pues todavía no ha podido competir con él, por lo que sabemos, pero en las pruebas que ha hecho ya ha estado a 2 décimas del récord de pista en la pista donde normalmente prueba, diciendo que en la pista donde normalmente corre no tenía la cantidad de gente que tiene normalmente, por lo tanto no había la tracción. Él considera que tiene un excelente carro y está esperando para poder probarlo. Bueno, Dominic, you have been very nice. We exceeded the time, and we don't want to take more time from you, away from your girlfriend, especially on the anniversary.
We don't want to get you in trouble. like him.
We don't want that. like him. Yeah. Like that guy over there.
No, that was the deal from the beginning. You can have me, but I do this, and I need time for that. that was the goal in the beginning.
That's your solo time.
That's my solo time. Yeah.
Llama, dile a América lo mismo. Dile, yo hago esto. Tú me quieres así, yo no voy a lavar los platos.
I'm the new boss. This time is for me, okay? You understand? Okay.
Oh my God, you're getting. Oh my God.
No, there is no boss. No boss.
Well, thank you very much, Nick. It has been a pleasure, and you have friends here, and thanks for the time. And Rino, this is your section. Please close it.
Yeah, thank you. It was very nice to talk with you, and yeah, hopefully we can repeat it soon. No problem.
That's what I was gonna say. We will love to have you here again. We'll coordinate for a better time also. Thank you very much, Dominic. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you soon. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.